Record. Perfect. Recording is in progress. One last question for all of you. Who all are currently invested in cryptocurrencies? Who all are? Write down me, or something in the chat box. Out of 73 guys, come on. I'm hoping at least 15, 20 guys must be. No. Smart lads at least. Haven't invested because you probably didn't know what it is and whether or not your money or your capital is preserved there or not. No. Awesome. All right. Can we have at least one person here who can turn on their microphone and tell me their reasoning why they haven't invested in a very brief, sentences?
Lack of knowledge.
Perfect.
Lack of money also.
Okay, perfect. Cool. So lack of knowledge, lack of money. I think that really sums it up. All other reasons probably lie around the same bread. So anyways, guys, let's move on to what the overview of this session would be. Just allow me a moment. Cool. You can all see me properly.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So can I pin myself? Is it possible? Spotlight for everyone. Yo. So am I in the spotlight for everyone, or was I already in the spotlight? Probably I was already. So here's the overview of today's session, right? We'll hop on and we'll discuss what are cryptocurrencies and their use cases. What is money? So I really believe in order to understand the future of money, or to understand well what currencies are, what cryptocurrencies are, you really need to go back and understand what money really is and the history of money. So we'll talk about money, history, and its future. So there, the dots are well connected and you get a better idea, right? We'll talk about what is Bitcoin and what is blockchain and why it matters and how is it relevant in the future. We'll talk about the hype around NFTs, what DeFi is. Anyone here knows what DeFi is, heard of what DeFi is? DeFi is essentially decentralized finance. We'll dive in more into it. It's a really cool concept and banks are really being challenged by it. So the best bet for banks is to, collaborate with the DeFi system so they can survive as well, because they can't stop what's going to happen. So next topic, we'll be covering how to make money from crypto. I think everyone is majorly interested in this, how to make money from crypto. And then we'll talk about how you can, what are the resources through which you can do your own research and, be well educated around it. One thing to be very clear in mind is these things, for any other investment or anything in life, we are not chasing a lottery. We don't want a lottery, right? What we essentially want is something that we can repeat over time. And that is what we really want. Strategy and risk assessment is what we'll cover next. Then some question and answers by you guys. And then finally, a bonus round where I'll be sharing some bonus resources with the people, right? Guys, before I begin, I really want you to know that I want this session very interactive. Keep the chat box pumping, keep writing things, keep the fire emojis if you like something, or you just got to understand something new, or you were blown by what you just got to understand. And so just keep it very interactive. Cool. And yeah, that's just about it. Let me come to the next slide. All right. What is cryptocurrency? Crypto plus currency is cryptocurrency, right? So crypto essentially means something that is encrypted, concealed, which is secure and hard to decode, right? So crypto is really, crypto term has been in existence since a long time. I probably won't be able to dive very deep into the small concepts, and in this 1 hour session, the idea is to take you through the breadth of things and take you deep into some very important things. But you have to follow your own curiosity afterwards. So the best way forward would be to take a copy and a pen and note down whatever you find interesting or would want to know more about, or take screenshots as well along the way through the slides. So you can keep that in mind, right? Just take notes so you can retain the value that you are dedicating your time for, right? So I think English is fine for everyone, or should we do English or something?
Oh, yes, sir. English is
No,
fine.
sir. English is fine.
English
Fine,
fine,
sir.
perfect. Awesome. So crypto is this. Currency is essentially a system of money that is used to exchange goods and services. Basic commerce, right? Currency is just a system of money used to exchange goods and services. And cryptocurrency is essentially a digital currency. Till date, we had paper currency, and it's just something that is on the cloud, on the blockchain, and it's not something that you can act. That's not tangible. You can't hold it in your hands. It's digital, right? But it's very real in the digital space. So it's all the cryptocurrency transactions are backed on a blockchain, right? We'll get to understand what a blockchain is going forward. And blockchain is essentially the major game-changing technology behind the Bitcoin revolution or evolution, right? Bitcoin isn't the big thing. The big thing or the game-changing thing here is blockchain. Can I get some hands up in the chat box if there are some people who understand what a blockchain is? Not a lot. Okay, cool. So use case of cryptocurrencies. So cryptocurrency essentially can enhance the accessibility to personal finance. So countries like Nigeria, countries like where the infrastructure around banking and internet is around banking is not so good, access to personal finance can really be facilitated with the use of just internet and a mobile phone. So cryptocurrencies can really most of you might know that El Salvador is a country that recently adopted cryptocurrency, which is Bitcoin, as their national currency, which is a very big thing to have happened. So this is essentially because a lot of people, they did not have a very good infrastructure around their finances. Plus their economy was not in a good shape, and most economies are not, because just because government is controlling their money or controlling the printing and economy doesn't mean the government is doing it good, right? Countries fuck up all the time. I'm hoping that this word wasn't inappropriate over here. I think the target audience is just fine.
Never. You can use it.
Awesome. I think the
Everybody's still
target.
here.
Yo. So countries fuck up all the time. You've heard of Argentina, you've heard of Zimbabwe, right? Zimbabwe had to, the prices, the hyperinflation in Zimbabwe, who knows about it? These are some case studies that you guys really need to understand, because essentially what I want you to know is the game that we're taught around money and everything is not the game that it actually is. It's an inaccurate depiction of the game, and we all want to win the game. And to win the game, we have to have a clear understanding of what the game really is. So make sure that you understand money. I'll be sharing resources around it. And yeah, Venezuela, very good, Arnav. And Venezuela is a very good example of how the government currency got fucked up, right? Because of the governments. And all the currency that we're using is in the hands of government. We'll hop on probably to this as we go along. The next use case of cryptocurrency is smart contracts. So what is smart contracts? Essentially, Bitcoin is something that was supposed to be used only as a currency, essentially, or a store of value. So all the functions of money were well suited for Bitcoin. We'll cover what the functions of money actually are. We'll understand that in depth going forward. But Ethereum, when came into existence on blockchain, that is what brought about the smart contracts revolution. So smart contracts is nothing, it's just programmable money. With Ethereum, what you can do is you can plan in advance. You can make smart contracts about how your transaction are supposed to happen. So take for a very common example, you want to take an Ola and go to your destination, right? So with your phone, you book an Ola cab, and when the Ola comes up, you get inside the Ola, then they turn on the meter or whatever. Then when you have to get up, then you have to pay your money as per the charges, as per the appropriate charges. You do it in a cash, in GPay, whatever format. All of this gets done in a pre-planned way through smart contracts. With Ethereum, what you can do is you can plan that as soon as I get inside the car starts moving and my money starts getting calculated. As soon as I get out of my car, the money is automatically deducted based on the smart contract that was already established before we even started. So this is what smart contract is. Really interesting stuff, guys. Makes a lot of things really easy, especially the transactions. And a lot more features are there for smart contracts. They're essentially smart. Then comes stable coins. Stable coins is, so there is one USDT. Not a lot of people trade over here or invest in currencies, but stable coins are a currency. USDT is essentially United States dollar tethered, right? So it is actually tethered by actual US dollars. So the currency that is being reflected out there is backed by real dollars for the equivalent amount. Like the way we had this illusion that our currency is backed by equivalent amount of gold, which is not the truth. So this is what happens in stable coins, right? So with stable coins, what you can do is you can invest in currencies of countries abroad. Like if you had to get a US dollar earlier, you had to pay the exchange currency fees, and it was a bit of a work out there. It wasn't easy, and a lot of resistances were there. Stable coins fixes that. Then Internet of Things, everything will become smart. Everything will become interactive with each other. It's the evolution of web. So do you guys understand what was Web 1? Web 1 was when we could just single-handedly interact with Google. We typed something and Google gave us the results, right? The evolution of Web 1 was Facebook and social media, when everyone could interact with each other, right? 2 people, 3 people, 4 people could interact with that, and that could interact back with you. That was the evolution of web. That was Web 2.0. The Web 3.0 is blockchain-based, decentralized social media platforms and everything blockchain-based. So this is Internet of Things. Then digitized metals. So that's a no-brainer. A lot of metals, if people here out here invest in gold or invest in stocks, there are some digital gold schemes like the sovereign gold bond. So this is just essentially backed by actual metals, and you can buy steel, you can buy gold, you can buy silver, whatever. These are just digitized metals in the form of cryptocurrencies backed by real metals. And we'll cover a lot more on this. Let's move on to the next slide. History of money, right? I'll cover up in a very brief way so you could just really understand it. So essentially, if you had to buy some dal, right, and you had some chawal, you went up to somebody who had the crops of dal or whatever, however dal gets manufactured. The other person has dal, you have rice, you give it to him, they give it to you. But this wasn't very easy to do. How would you always find someone who has the exact thing that you need, right? And also the goods are perishable in nature. Dal, I might not want dal right now, and if I probably want it after 2 weeks, dal might not be in a good condition, or take something else. The goods are perishable in nature. So barter was a problem which gold fixed it, right? Gold was something that could be, taken for the intern of rice. And when I wanted some dal, I could later exchange it with the gold. There was one problem with gold. Gold wasn't divisible properly. So if I had dal worth 1 kgs of gold, and you only want dal worth 250 grams of gold, how would you break it? And the divisibility problem existed, right? Watch and listen very carefully, because we are going to unveil a big fraud that is happening, right? So paper currencies was the invention that could solve the divisibility problem which gold posed, right? So what essentially happened was there was 1 kgs of gold, and for that amount, paper currencies were printed. All the paper currencies was backed by gold. Why gold? Because gold was limited in supply, right? Limited supply is a very important factor for something that has to be money. We'll cover that up, right? So it was backed by gold. But what happened in 1971 was Nixon was the president of US, and in 1971, he removed the gold standard of currencies. The currencies were floating in the air, and we exchange papers just because government says that you can rely on it. There is no actual, it's not actually gold bagged, and it's money out of thin air. So it all was supposed to be backed by gold, so you could be easily it could be easily divisible, but gold is gone, and it's just government that we're relying on. We'll get to know more about the repercussions of this and why Bitcoin was invented for real. So then came the removal of gold standard. And since last 50 years, we've been in this experiment that we're just using the currency, a fiat currency, what it is actually called, which is rupees, which is dollars. Most currencies are just fiat currencies. They have no intrinsic value. We just believe in them, and everyone believes in them, and government wants to believe in us, wants us to believe in them. That is why they exist today. And that is why we're using them. Functions of money. Cool. So functions of money are essentially just four medium of exchange, easy to understand. It should be something that could be used to exchange it. Store of value, right? Your money should be a store of value for you. Is the paper money a store of value today? I doubt that. If you keep 1 lakh rupees today with you and 1 lakh worth of gold, next year, based on the current inflation rates, your 1 lakh rupees will be worth the purchasing power of 75 to 80,000 rupees only. Whereas gold is of limited supply, it should ideally go. However, Bitcoin has, really taken up the market share of gold. However, let's just assume things back when Bitcoin wasn't there, right? If you have 1 lakh worth of gold and 1 lakh worth of this cash, eventually your cash gets degraded badly in value. The purchasing power and the value for the money that you had goes down dramatically, while the value of gold increases because it is scarce. It is limited supply, while money is being printed like anything, like shit, right? And it's like your money is being stolen without you ever realizing that it's being stolen. Third, standard of deferred payment. Essentially what this means is you can take some money right now and give it on interest, give it on loan, give it on credit, because currently you don't have it. Money fixes that problem. Also, for the example of dal and rice. For the example of dal and rice, there was we didn't need to consume it immediately, so we could use it as a mode of deferred payment. Guys, everyone has turned off their videos, and I really want you to turn them on. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Please. Cool. Without seeing your expressions, it's very hard for me to continue. I got to see whether or not you're understanding or it's going overboard or what exactly is happening. Please keep it turned on, right? So, unit of account. Unit of account is that the measure for the money is, it's clear, like 20 rupees is the unit of account that you can have a fixed amount and it could be easily exchanged, right? Future of money. What is the future of money? I think probably we should, I'll be talking about the future of money after you understand what actually Bitcoin is. Okay. So origin of Bitcoin, January 2019. Can somebody tell me who made who invented Bitcoin? I'd say.
He is anonymous.
Can somebody tell the name?
Satoshi.
Yeah, come on, guys. It's written in front of you. Can you make sense of this data?
Satoshi Nakamoto.
Yeah. Yo. So Satoshi Nakamoto is one individual or a group of individuals. We have no idea. There's just this person who goes by the name Satoshi Nakamoto, a person or a group of persons. Satoshi Nakamoto is the founder. And this guy is anonymous. And I think there are so many conspiracy theories around it. And of course, there will be, because this guy is anonymous. But I think for some invention to be, to actually make the world better, while there are a lot of people who are paying for your money, I think it probably made sense for him to stay anonymous, to be alive or things like it. So I think we shouldn't rely on the conspiracy theories much. And let's move forward. So 10,000 Bitcoins were first transaction that was made in exchange of a pizza. So one pizza was exchanged with 10,000 Bitcoins back in, I think, 2010. 10,000 Bitcoins for one pizza. You know what one Bitcoin is worth today? 64,000 as of 4th April 2021. One Bitcoin was $64,000 or 48 lakh rupees. 10,000 Bitcoins were exchanged for one pizza. What's the price of 10,000 Bitcoins today? A whopping $6.5 fucking billion. That's a lot of money for one pizza. So other high potential cryptocurrencies out there. Of course, we'll discuss a lot more, and I'll probably take you into my own portfolio of cryptocurrencies and show you my top 5, top 10, top 15 cryptocurrencies. And probably if we have time, I'll give you a little insight into why I invested in those. But some high potential cryptocurrencies are no brainer. Ethereum. Ethereum is constructing the new age internet. It's constructing the Web3. It's the pioneer of that space. So it's very important. Layer ones. Other layer ones are Cardano, Polkadot, Solana, Avalanche. So these are essentially Ethereum competitors. So I'll just give you a little brief into the history of Ethereum. Ethereum was built by 3 or 4 founders. One is Vitalik Buterin. Second is Charles Hoskinson. And third is Gavin Wood. I think Gavin Wood is the name. So these 3 were the founders of Ethereum. Eventually, their ideologies weren't in sync and their way of proceeding was a bit different. Their way of approaching entrepreneurship was different, right? So Charles Hoskinson, who also was the co-founder of Ethereum, started his own cryptocurrency, which is Cardano. Gavin Wood, on the other hand, which was also the co-founder of Ethereum, started his own cryptocurrency, which is called Polkadot, right? And some other competitors who are essentially solving the problems that Ethereum has are Solana, Avalanche, and few others. They keep springing up, they keep trying their hands, and whether or not they work depends, right? So these are very promising. Cardano, Polkadot, Solana, Avalanche. Layer 2s. We've all heard of Matic, Polygon. Also, guys, if you are enjoying, if you are getting some value out of it, please take a screenshot, please take a picture of this and upload it on your stories, tag me on Instagram, and that would mean the world to me. And also towards the end, whoever is posting those stories, I'll share bonus resources with you. So if you are finding value, please do that and tag me on Instagram. Cool. So layer 2s are Matic, Aave, etc. Right? Matic is something that we've heard. So I recall one friend of mine. So most people aren't very knowledgeable. They're just in it for the money, but without having a lot of knowledge. So one of my friends called me up, ki, bro, are you investing in Matic? And they were like, yes, I am. Yes, I am. Kehta, bro, it's crazy. It only goes up, it only goes up. It's like, dude, nothing can just go up. But anyways, Matic is the co-founder or the founders of Matic are based out of India. That's why a lot of hype is created in India. And Matic is being really adopted well, right? It's built on Ethereum. Ethereum is a layer 1. Matic is a layer 2. It's built on top of it. So these technologies are really, programmable. And a lot of things can be built on top of each other. That's what makes them very special and future relevant. So Matic is built on Ethereum, which is being adopted by the top 4, auditing firms as well, namely Deloitte, be it, I can't recall what the other names were, but yeah, top 4 accounting firms of the world are actually using Matic and building on Matic, right? Aave is another decentralized finance platform, which is also called DeFi, and we'll get into more later. So the difference between Bitcoin and fiat money, what makes it different, right? The main buzzing question, why did it even come into place? Yes, cool. So Bitcoin is a currency created by decentralized distributed computing, which is essentially blockchain. I'll tell you what exactly it is, but compare it with what fiat money is. Fiat money is a currency issued by the government and is 100% controlled by government. What blockchain essentially is, so like we're all operating our computers, right? We're all operating on computers. Blockchain essentially works on proof of work. Proof of work means that you have to put in some work, some energy, in exchange of which the transactions will be processed. So let me try and explain that in a simpler way. If I have to transact with Tejas out here, right? And if I send my transaction to Tejas and all of us are providing our computing power, say Vernika is providing her computing power, say Natasha is doing that, say Tushar is doing that, all of you guys are providing some computing power. So the transaction that I send to Tejas actually gets validated by Vernika, Natasha, Tushar, and everyone who is, giving their computing power to the blockchain technology. So essentially what happens in mining and while the blockchain happens, so any transaction, कोई भी transaction आपके multiple users के computers के through होते हुए जाता है, और एक transaction होने के पीछे there are so many blocks involved. Blocks are validations of a transaction. So until and unless it's been validated by these miners, the transaction cannot go through. And because it's being validated by such different people who are completely anonymous, it's practically impossible to hack. It's a trustless source of money, right? For we have to put trust into government with the fiat currency, but this is trustless. It actually cannot, you don't need to trust it because it doesn't matter anyway. It's not gonna, you can't be duped out of it until you get defrauded by some other person or tricked by some other person, right? So second, Bitcoin is governed by majority rule, network consensus. This is what I was talking about. Everyone provides their computing power. So Bitcoin is governed by majority rule, network consensus. On the other hand, fiat money is governed by a central bank only. It's a centralized currency. Transactions on Bitcoin involve just two parties. There is no intermediary required, right? I send the money and it reaches to you directly. All right. On the other hand, for fiat money, an intermediary is required, such as banks, majorly banks, right? You can take a screenshot of this one so you can have a better understanding of the difference between the two. Cool. So Bitcoin essentially removes the intermediaries. The intermediaries who happen to be banks out here take a lot of money. We don't realize a lot of money goes into the transaction that happens, and it's a lot of money for the banks. So depending upon the network speed, transaction take minutes to seconds or whatever, right? But local and international transactions may actually take days. So for two countries which have to exchange $3 trillion, they can do it online, but actually they need cash to actually move out there. So the cash movement takes a lot of transportation costs and days to actually reach there. So no chargeback is possible after a transaction has been made in Bitcoin. Transaction reversible nahi hote hain yahan pe. On the other hand, fiat currency के transactions reversible हो जाते हैं, कुछ chargeback, थोड़ा charges लग जाते हैं, but these intermediaries, these banks, they actually support you and help you out with these. That's a good point. So what can one Bitcoin buy? Today it can buy, let me change this. So today a Bitcoin can buy Tesla Model 3 car, right? 1 year ago, it could have bought you a family vacation abroad. 5 years ago, you could have bought an iPhone with 1 Bitcoin. And 10 years ago, just a happy meal from McDonald's. So this is how the curve of Bitcoin has gradually increased. Whereas on the contrary, the curve of the value of fiat currency has been on a steep decline. Mind-blowing crypto projects. I talked about Ethereum, which has smart contracts. So this is very interesting, guys. I want all of your ears. You got to know what crazy things are going out there, are happening out there, right? So there is a virtual world called Decentraland. Okay. Decentraland may, you can actually buy houses, buy plots for actual money, right? You can build a museum out there and you can auction your NFTs, and people can come pay for museum entrance fee and then watch your NFT collection inside a virtual world, right? And the property rates actually go up with more demand in a particular location. Isn't this mind-blowing? Tell me if it's mind-blowing. Send me some fire emojis. If it's not mind-blowing, I gotta explain more this to you, right? So there was a music festival hosted in Decentraland where Akon and other people actually went into Decentraland virtually. Of course, their avatars went inside and people paid money to actually attend that. It's absolutely crazy. And so anyone who has, Dhruv says, I created a project on this. Dhruv, that's awesome, dude. Keep, this is very future relevant technology. And the purpose of our generation has to be to take the first mover advantage of these things, right? The more people are skeptical and doubtful about it, the less competition there is. And it's people just shrugging off that, oh, what is Bitcoin? What is blockchain? This, that. That's just intellectual laziness. That's plain intellectual laziness. People are not willing to actually find out what there is. And based on the data, they should be judging. But that's an unfair advantage for us. We could feed our own curiosities, and we can build on it, right? So that's the first mover advantage that we guys can have. Then the next project is WeChain. WeChain is really simplifying the way, shipments are happening. It's a supply chain simplifier built on blockchain. Walmart has adopted this. Zara, I'm not sure Zara or some other company has adopted WeChain, but WeChain is getting big people out there, big companies out there to collaborate with them. And WeChain is simplifying the supply chain system. Next mind-blowing projects is a no-brainer: decentralized finance, NFTs, which are non-fungible tokens, and gaming. Gaming is absolutely booming. So people have no idea that they're getting paid so much money to play games. And when we used to play God of War or games like it in our when we were young, we would go to some places and then unlock the rewards. Now what happens is these rewards are actually NFTs. If you get to unlock one, you can actually auction it back as an NFT. And other person who doesn't want to go there and find it with their hard work, and instead they have their money, they just buy it from you. So NFTs integrated with gaming, craziness. Cool. How to buy crypto? So I think a lot of people must have been waiting for this one. There are two options for you to buy cryptocurrencies. One is centralized exchanges, which are essentially, if anyone buys stocks, you get your KYC done. There is Zerodha, there is Grow, and there are platforms like it will do your complete know your customer KYC journey. The second option is decentralized exchanges. So understand, if a cryptocurrency gets banned, right? What actually can happen is you cannot buy it over the centralized exchanges, which are in control by the country or startup people who have to follow up with the norms of the country. On the other hand, decentralized exchanges, how the fuck are you going to stop people from buying it? You can go on a VPN, you can transfer your centralized exchange mein jo aapka Bitcoin hai, you can transfer it over to a decentralized exchange. Aapka ek code generate hota hai, आपका wallet address होता है वो, आप वहां पे उसको transfer कर दो. Even if this shit gets banned, first of all, I'll come back to it. Probably might not have a lot of time, but I'll come back on this point. I'll touch up this one, that cryptocurrencies can't be banned for a long term. And I personally have this opinion that they were only banned because the government got like, what the fuck is this? We don't understand it. And what do we do about this? Fucking block it. It's money. Government can only exercise power over their people when it has hold over money. And it was something that challenged their power. So the only option that they had is to ban it. So they could understand it essentially. They took a lot of their time, they understood it, and then they're back because they realized that they cannot get away with this. It's just game theory. So I will probably, so centralized crypto exchanges are WazirX, Binance, CoinDCX, etc., etc. We will not cover decentralized exchanges. That's some advanced concept, but I'll help you go through the journey of centralized crypto exchanges. Let's see what's next in slide. Live crypto buy tutorial. So the next step is I'm gonna show you, I'm actually gonna go out there and buy a Bitcoin. Okay. And
Vidhan, just 1 minute. How
Yeah.
many people are interested to see Vidhan buying crypto? Can you put something on the chat? Just want to know if you are sleeping or you are very attentive in the session. I mean, no one do this. I mean, coming to this ground reality and telling you. Yeah, Vidhan, you can continue.
Yo. So I want at least 20 people to turn, at least 15, 10 people to turn on their video cameras. Otherwise, I'm just gonna skip this part. Okay. If you want to see, turn on your cameras and give me a thumbs up.
Guys, come on.
Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Vikas Verma turned on probably his camera for the first time. Purujit Kaur. You guys, you're looking just fine. You're looking amazing. You're looking hot. Why is your camera turned off? Please keep it turned on, yeah. We'll have fun. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So let me share my mobile screen. Advanced sharing options. Awesome. My mobile screen is here and we're gonna see some action. Let me count the number of people who still have their camera turned on. Guys are very smart, you know, they turn it on and then they can turn it off. Okay. Awesome. Amit, good to see you, dude. Cool, guys. So, do you know what this? Can you see my cursor out here?
Yes, we can
Yes.
see.
Do you know
Yes, we
what
can
this
see.
logo is of?
WazirX.
WazirX. Perfect. That's right. And this one? This is Binance. Okay. This is Binance. Okay. So my portfolio is in in decentralized exchanges as well as it's on other places as well. And I'll show you two places where I have been investing, and major chunk of investments is that, right? So one is WazirX, and here are my top 5 are Cardano, Dot, and other. I'll show you on Binance, but can you guys see it? I am not able to see this.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we can see it.
You can see it? Okay, awesome. Why can I not see it? So is it right in the center of a live crypto buy tutorial, just beneath it? Is it out there? Where is the mobile screen,
sir.
guys?
It's showing amount.
It's in the center of the screen only.
It's in the center of the
PC
screen.
screen
Yeah,
is in the
yeah.
corner. Your PC screen is in the corner.
Okay, perfect. So it's coming out just fine, right?
Yeah, we are able to see.
Check it. Great. So check it. Got it. So this is Bitcoin that I've purchased, and I'm going to show you this exchange. Okay. So a lot of people might not be familiar with, and I firsthand understand how complicated and overwhelming this might look like, the reds and the constant fluctuations, and I think it's pretty overwhelming for a lot of people. But trust me, guys, to start off with any investment, do not wait to fully understand things, because you can never fully understand stocks or the market reactions or anything. You just have to have some of your skin in the game. Learn, do. This is how you do things, right? Constantly keep learning and doing as well as you learn. So this is Bitcoin. I'm going to buy some Bitcoin out here. Okay. So this is Bitcoin. Here is so these are the charts, but probably we don't have a lot of time. I'm just going to go ahead and buy some. Okay. I'll buy 250 BTC for. So I'll just buy worth $300. Okay. I place my order, buy, and voila, it's done. Let's see my orders. My open history. So this is my history, and this is, we purchased a Bitcoin. It's been added here in my Bitcoin portfolio. Cool. Something more amazing that I used to do was during the dip, a lot of people might know that there was a stock market crash. So this is my Binance's portfolio, right? And my top 5 cryptocurrency investments would be, first is Bitcoin, Ethereum in the almost the same ratio. Then it's Cardano, then it's Polkadot, and then it's Solana. Solana wasn't the top 5, but it grew by 6x in the last 1.5 months. So now it's among the top 5 of my portfolio. Other currencies that I see a lot of. So firstly, understand, guys, that you cannot replicate my portfolio. When you start off with, the safest bets are go with Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? Earlier, I used to suggest and go with the 1:2 ratio, 1 Bitcoin, 2:1 ratio, right? For every 2 Bitcoin, 1. So essentially 2/3 of your portfolio has to be in Bitcoin and 1/3 in Ethereum. But probably I now think that there's a lot of scope for Ethereum, and you can go 1:1, completely 1:1, right? They're both very safe investments, and don't ever think so. Okay, going forward, I don't want an information overload. I'll probably show you with the data itself, right? So this is how you buy, and this is Binance as well, where you can do it. Something nice, some nice stuff that I used to do was, fixed deposits. Okay, so everyone turned off their cameras, huh? After seeing the portfolio. Let's go have fun. I just saw the portfolio. It's over, huh? Okay, thank you guys. So I saw you this one. So there is something called fixed deposits that we put our money and we earn a very less amount of returns out there. There is also fixed deposits where you can stake your cryptocurrencies, right? I was staking all of my cryptocurrencies in Binance. And so staking cryptocurrencies in Binance would mean for ADA, like I was making 19% annually, right? 19% annually. And these 19% wouldn't be the actual money that I'm making, right? 19% on just the money is mere returns in crypto. It's very volatile. ऐसे ही आपको मिल जाएगा ये तो. But you get 19% returns and you get ADA itself. ADA is Cardano. You get ADA itself in return of this. But this is something advanced. You probably don't need to dive into this one. And I'll just, I think, done, guys. You guys have any doubts? You want to see something in my portfolio to understand something better, which needs my portfolio out here? Or I can just take it off. I can take it off, right? Awesome.
Yes.
Cool. Stop share. Moving on to the next slide. What the fuck is NFT? Okay. NFT is non-fungible tokens. So somebody just asked when to sell, right? Guys, I'll probably talk about the investing strategy later, but understand that if you, for anything, since the point has come up, if you ask anyone for their stock recommendation for hot tips or for any investing, if you ask somebody, bro, should I buy it? Because I think you are a good learner or you have learned a lot. And in reality, I am lazy and I don't want to learn myself and I don't want to get the hang of things. That's why you tell me I want to make easy money in my life, right? Okay. I told you invest in Reliance. I told you invest in this. I told you invest in this. Would you call me every day, bro? Should I take it out? Should I take it out? If I don't tell you, should I take it out and it's dipping and you don't call me and you don't actually know what's happening out there, will you not panic? You will panic. And eventually what you'll do, if you don't know why you invested and at what point you invested and at what time do you plan to take it out, if you don't know it, you will panic sell to make losses of yourself. And 95%, that's a big number, guys. 95% people lose their money to 5% people. And that's not a big complicated issue with those 5% people. Those 5% people are just emotionally mature. They just are willing to put in their time, work, and understand where they are investing their money. They just have a long time frame. When the dips occur, they are not investing the money that they might be needing in 3, 6, or 12 months. The 5% people are not trying to get rich quick. They have time. They're investing only the money that they will not need for at least the next 3 years. And in the meanwhile, anything happens to the market, I will not fucking panic sell at the least. And I will not book my losses because I'm patient. I don't need this money and eventually this will come up. That's just paper money that I'm in losses or in profits, right? So yeah, when to sell, when to buy, you really need to do your own research. Really need to do that. Okay, so what is NFT? NFT is non-fungible tokens. Non-fungible tokens essentially. So see, this is an iPhone. Okay, if you see, I have an iPhone. Okay, and you want an iPhone 2, you can go ahead in the market and you can buy an iPhone 2. There is no difference between these two. Fungible word means replicable. To put it simply, okay, fungible means replicable. Non-fungible means cannot be replicated. Okay. Non-fungible tokens is, say, if Gary V does a signature out here, okay, and then he gives it to you or anybody for that matter, it's probably a unique piece and it cannot be replicated out there. That is non-fungible essentially. So non-fungible tokens are just authenticity is placed in the back source code of whatever image is out there. So to put it simply, non-fungible tokens are something that cannot be replicated, and everything will turn into an NFT. Trust me, guys. So YouTube comments, if I pin your comment on top of my YouTube channel, right? Somebody in the future date might want to buy that first comment, and I can sell it through an NFT, and he can get the first comment out there. Might sound crazy. This is how things are going to turn. YouTube, Twitter, everyone is going to leverage these things, and these are worth leveraging. What the fuck facts about NFTs? You've seen this image, right? It was all over in the memes. Do you guys know it was sold as an NFT? The original piece was sold as an NFT. Can somebody tell me how much was it sold for?
Had
Rough
no
guesses.
idea that it was even sold. Had no idea that it was even sold.
Yeah, and this girl was like, this girl sold it, I guess.
Any rough guesses?
More than $1 million. Definitely $1 million.
Okay.
More than $1 million.
$1 billion.
Half million. $500,000 it was sold for. Okay. Another NFT. Do you see this is a picture of not even a real rock? Okay. This belongs to the category ETH Rocks. ETH Rocks is Ethereum Rocks. So how much do you guys think this was sold for? How much would you be willing to pay for it? I personally, not more than nothing. But people are really crazy out there. You want to see how much was this sold for as well? Let me show you.
$250,000.
Fucking hell. It was sold for 400 ETH, which equals to, as of today, $1.24 million.
OMG.
This is craziness. Come on, put some fire emojis. I know this is crazy facts out there, and put me on your stories, yeah. That would be very, if you're finding it interesting, if you're getting value out of it, at least do this in return. Cool. So we're going to show you a quick, I think other important concepts are out there as well. And we are running really out of time. Do you want me to show you some NFT shopping, or let me take you through some other aspects? Okay, quickly, I'll just show you some NFTs. Okay. Okay, I think there's something that we can do better. I will share links with you, and in fact, let me do that right here, right away. Not links. I'll tell you what keywords to enter on Google, and then after the session or whenever you have time, you can go out and shop it yourself, or at least window shop it. See how much are they auctioned for, where are they being sold, and how the things are. Right? I'll tell you some websites and feed your own curiosity. So one word put out there, OpenSea. Okay. And other word put out there, Rarible. There will be websites that will come up. Make notes of these, copy these texts and paste it somewhere in your notepad or somewhere, so you can actually retain the value. And something that you guys need to keep in mind, after the session, you will be well equipped with a lot of things, especially you will be able to debate with other people, and you will have the intellectual understanding of things much better than a lot of people. Okay. FOMO investing. FOMO investing. So here's this guy at $50. He was telling his friend, bro, buy Bitcoin. It's just for $50. Nah. $500. Bro, buy Bitcoin. Nah. $5,000. Bro, buy Bitcoin. Nah, dude. $50,000. This guy is saying buy Bitcoin, but at the same time, CNBC, BBC, CNN, every channel is talking about crypto. Suddenly, this guy thinks, okay, this makes sense and there is something. I want all the Bitcoins. This guy says, I want all the Bitcoins. Come on. All the money, I'm going to put it in that. So this is how FOMO investing really works. Let me tell you some real life examples. Every one of us has some family members, if not every family member, who says investing, stocks, these are all gambling. and this doesn't make sense. Do you know why they say so? They say so because when they tried investing, they did exactly what we were talking about, hot tips. They don't know when to buy, they don't know when to sell. They just thought, okay, this is not something I'm going to put my money, not something I'm going to put my money. Everyone around them, whoever invested makes money, makes money, makes money. They see, so everyone is making money every day. Stock market, stock market, stock market. Let me put some money out there. Okay. And they see some returns, 20%, 30%. They think, oh, fuck, never can I ever imagine so many returns, right? FDs give me 6%, 5%, 4%, 20, 30% returns in 2 weeks. They're going to put all their money, even the money that they can't afford to lose. And when for some reason market crashes, because they were actually gambling, guys. They were actually gambling. They had no foundation of why they're investing and where they're investing. The only purpose was that everyone was making money and they don't want to miss out on it. Fear of missing out. Investing is the worst way to invest. Okay. So similar case was happened with Harshad Mehta scam. All of our grandfathers age group were investing out there. So many people tried there and they failed. They lost money. Do you know what happens? There is a very big tragedy that happens, when they lose their money based on this investing strategy. Investing in assets is a very wonderful thing and a very wonderful way of making wealth or building wealth. When you invest based on no knowledge or based on just money, you forever take this lesson with you that it's gambling and you never come back into that space again. It was you who's wrong, not that space. It was your approach that was wrong, not that space, right? People are not getting lucky out there. You try to get lucky out there. People are investing their time and they're understanding what to invest, where to invest. But we guys have an unfair advantage over those people. We have a lot of data. They weren't as stupid as we would be if we started investing based on FOMO without any real understanding of things. Okay. So this is one part. Then second, my personal experiences. 2017, I was working at RBS. I got placed from my college, this Shahid Bhagat Singh Delhi University. I got placed in RBS. And every one of my friends started investing in. So 2017 was the first time I started digging into Bitcoin and stuff. Everyone started. So that was the peak of a bull market as well. People here in Bhopal or smaller tier 2 cities and things, here, these cities, not a lot of people got to hear of it. But in Delhi, most people, a lot of people, at least the youth, our generation, knew about it. Everyone was trying to get their hands on Bitcoin. Everyone was investing in stocks and everywhere, right? And I felt like I should also start investing because each one of us, let's be honest, each one of us want to be knowledgeable in this space and at some time start leveraging this space. And I thought that it's a good time for me. I have the money that I should have and I should start investing. That's when I called my dad. A very beautiful lesson out there. A very beautiful lesson out there. Please be very attentive to listen to this. So I called him that, Dad, I wanted to start my investing journey and I think I can right now. And I should do this. He heard me out and he said, yeah, absolutely. Whatever you feel like you should be doing. But I want to just tell you something that for a very small amount of time, so like you're making 30,000, 35, 40,000, and for a small amount of money which you're investing out there, since all of your friends would constantly, that you itself told me, since all of your friends वो पूरे टाइम बातें कर रहे हैं इसकी ऑफिस में, हर ब्रेक में पूरे टाइम देख रहे हैं ये ऊपर जा रहा है वो नीचे जा रहा है, बहुत डिस्ट्रैक्टिंग है ये, राइट? और तुम भी ये करते रहोगे, you will also keep doing that. And at the opportunity cost of this, चलो तुम्हारे 10% 20% gains हो गए, which happens to be like 4,000 5,000 8,000 bucks. At your opportunity cost of this time is crores of rupees. If you invest your time to build your skills, if you invest your time for the CAT preparation that you're doing for your MBA, you could potentially build your per hour income, scale it and convert it into 5x 3x in 2-3 months, in 2-3 years, right? You can 5x your per hour income. But with investing and such amount of distraction, constantly checking it, you will lose a lot of opportunity cost. There is a lot at opportunity cost. I'm not sure if I was able to, convey that as well as my dad conveyed it to me, but that's something that made a lot of sense. And I did not invest. I did not start my investing journey. I invested in my hustle. I invested in my skills. 3 years later, I have not boasting, just telling you, to tell you what can happen and what the game really is. I've managed to 5x my 25x my per hour income, 5x my monthly salary that I used to earn. So while I've managed to increase my monthly income, I've also managed to dramatically reduce the time that I'm investing to make the money. And since last 1 year, my investing gains have well exceeded my salary that I actively earned 2 years ago. So my passive income is now greater than my active income of 2 years ago, just because I did not get into this distraction. And there is a solution. You can, go out for boring investments, but for small amounts of money, do not keep checking it. Do not keep checking it. But this is my opinion, right? This is my opinion. And everyone can play their game in their own way. But my lessons are for me to share with you. Cool. Live research and strategy. This needed some time, but let me see if I could do that quickly. Okay. So one resource is Coin Market Cap. All of you can see, right? Coin Market Cap is the place where all the cryptocurrencies are listed. How many cryptocurrencies are there? Come on. How many cryptocurrencies are there? I've highlighted it. Is it visible?
Not clear.
It's a little blur. It's a
Yeah,
Okay,
actually
okay.
the font is not clear, Vedant.
Okay, cool. No problem. No problem. Let me try and zoom this out. Yo, do you see this?
Some
12
12,154.
12,000.
12,134 cryptocurrencies totally exist, right? So understand that all of these crypto are not currencies. Most of them are just tokens. Currencies are only the major ones, okay? And so like Matic is actually a token. It's not a currency, right? It's a token. It's a level 2 built on it. And so some important resources that I would want to share is, let me just go ahead and share it here itself so you can hold the links. Glossary. So if you want to start investing in stock markets, whether you want to start investing in cryptocurrencies, the number one thing that you need to be well aware of is the glossary. Glossary, you understand the meanings of important words. So if you do not, if you want to invest in stock markets and you read the data, you read the news and everything, you see a lot of complicated words that you can't decode, and you automatically assume that it's very, very, very overwhelming and it's something that's too complicated. So the first part is to be able to decode all the data. You need to understand the key points, like in the stocks, in the cryptocurrencies. So let me share the glossary of cryptocurrencies. Glossary, crypto glossary, copy link address. So you need to understand the right words, know what they mean and everything. Glossary. Okay. Any which ways, let me show you the juicier part. Okay. So how do you research? This is one very, very amazing. This is a very useful website, not just useful, everyone uses it itself. This is the website that everyone uses to track the data and what's happening out there. Okay. So Bitcoin is the topmost cryptocurrency. Everyone pay attention, because a lot of people, so who thinks that if Dogecoin is like worth 26 rupees, okay, who thinks that it might have the potential to go to 42,582 rupee, of the 48 lakhs, say what Bitcoin went up to? Who thinks that it can also go someday, and Bitcoin has also already risen up so much, let me buy something which is of smaller amount and it might have a large potential? A lot of people think like that. This, no? Making sense? I'm able to yeah, a lot of people do say that, right? So take for example this Doge wala concept. A lot of people do invest in Doge thinking that it might become as big as Bitcoin someday, and as big in the sense of the number, the absolute price of it. So so here is, okay, so let me go here. How do I explain you in a very simplified way? Okay, so this is the name of a cryptocurrency. Okay, this is the name of a cryptocurrency. This is the price, the one value, 1 unit price. दिस इज द 24 आवर %. कितना बढ़ा या कितना कम हुआ, ये 0.12% बढ़ा है. ये USDT टेथर है, ये एक्चुअल डॉलर की वैल्यू का है. अंडरस्टैंड? ओके. ये कार्डानो है, 7 दिनों में 7 डेज में ये -5% गया है, 24 आवर्स में -10%, 0.10%. इस तरीके से ये डेटा रीड हो रहा है. ठीक है. मार्केट कैपिटल, मार्केट कैप जो है आपका, टोटल मार्केट कैप है ना, मार्केट कैप आपका बिटकॉइन का 798, एसेंशियली ये $798 बिलियन है. ठीक है. इसका प्राइस $42,603 अभी. मुझे प्लीज बताना इफ इट गेट्स टू कॉम्प्लिकेटेड, ओके, और इफ यू डोंट अंडरस्टैंड थिंग्स. डोजकॉइन का मार्केट कैप इज $27 बिलियन. $27 बिलियन. इसका 800 फॉर सिंप्लीफिकेशन 800 बिलियन. इसका फॉर सिंप्लीफिकेशन से $25 बिलियन. 25 से 800 पहुंचना इज 32x. ओके, 32x है. इसका एक्चुअल प्राइस है $0.2. इसको अगर 32x भी करोगे, $0.2 डोजकॉइन का प्राइस है, इसको 32x करोगे तो ये बिटकॉइन के मार्केट कैप पे पहुंच जाएगा. ओके, बिटकॉइन के मार्केट कैप पे पहुंच जाएगा, लेकिन इसका वैल्यू फिर भी ऐसे $4 तक ही रहेगा. राइट. ऑन द अदर हैंड इसका वैल्यू कितना है? 42,620. पीपल मिसअंडरस्टैंड अ लॉट इन स्टॉक्स एज वेल एज इन क्रिप्टो कि ये जो प्राइस डिटरमाइन हो रहा है ये इस वजह से हो रहा है कि इसकी टोटल मार्केट कैप कितनी है और इसकी सर्कुलेटिंग सप्लाई कितनी है. राइट. किसी कंपनी के 10,000 शेयर्स लिस्ट पे हो सकते हैं और उसका मार्केट कैप 1 करोड़ हो सकता है, और किसी कंपनी के 1 लाख शेयर्स लिस्टेड हो सकते हैं और उसका भी मार्केट कैप 1 करोड़ हो सकता है, लेकिन उनकी जो एब्सोल्यूट वैल्यू है वो कम है, जबकि कंपनी की वैल्यू है वो सेम ही है. तो ये मिसकंसेप्शन बहुत लोगों को होता है, ये नहीं रखना. डिविजिबिलिटी सही से समझना है कि सर्कुलेटिंग सप्लाई कितना है या सर्कुलेटिंग शेयर्स कितने हैं और मार्केट कैप कितनी है. राइट. ऐसा नहीं है कि कोई येस बैंक 13 रुपए का मिल रहा है तो वो भी कभी रिलायंस जैसा 2,500 रुपए का हो सकता है ना. ऐसा बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. ये बहुत बड़ा मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग काफी लोगों का होता है. So this is how you read data essentially. Okay. So I want somebody, I think Tushar has been very attentive. Vernika has been very attentive. Tejas has been as well. At least these guys have been able to see. कोई भी एक, I just want you to read the data so I understand कि आप लोगों को अच्छा समझ आ गया.
Like read the data in what sense?
Read
Like,
the data in sense कि name क्या है, इसका भी current price कितना है, 24 hours में क्या हुआ, market cap, volume, इस
okay,
तरीके से just understand.
okay. So like
Tell
in
me about Avalanche.
so could you zoom in because the screen is a
Okay.
little blurry.
Sure.
Okay. So in Avalanche, I guess the price is 73.71.
Yeah.
In 24 hours, it got down by -4.51. It
Okay.
went down,
Mhm.
right? And currently, I guess it's +12.
Perfect. It's 7 days. 7 days में +12 है.
Achha,
Right?
last 7 days.
Yeah.
Okay,
24 hours में -5%. 7 days में +12%.
12%, right? And it's got total market cap is like 16
Billion. 16
billion
billion.
dollars.
Yeah. और टोटल इसका वॉल्यूम इज अनदर स्टैट दैट यू सी बिफोर इन्वेस्टिंग इन क्रिप्टोकरेंसी कि जिस पे ज्यादा वॉल्यूम आ रहा है उसको फ्रीक्वेंटली वो ट्रेड हो रहा है. तो मतलब ऐसा नहीं होगा कि पंप एंड डंप स्कीम आ गई. राइट. और अगेन आई वांट टू रिपीट एंड आई कांट रिपीट दिस इनफ, डोंट सीक लॉटरीज. राइट. लॉटरी नहीं सीख करना है हमको, रिपीटेबिलिटी ही फिगर आउट करनी है हमको. एक बहुत बड़ा सक्सेस नहीं चाहिए हमको, छोटे छोटे सक्सेसेस चाहिए और फिगर आउट कर पाना चाहिए कि हम वो रिपीट कैसे करते रह पाए. दैट इज द साउंड स्ट्रैटेजी फॉर अ लॉन्ग टर्म वेल्थ क्रिएशन, बी इट बिजनेस और व्हाटएवर. राइट. तो या प्लीज गो ऑन. Vanika, you're muted.
Okay, really sorry.
Yeah, no
So the
problem.
volume is like $2 billion.
Mhm.
And the last was of, I guess, how much it is in trading, right?
Circulating supply.
Circulating
Circulating
supply.
supply. And
Right.
the final is the chart for last 7 days. Okay. Let's watch the Bitcoin ka chart. So something more I want you guys to understand is Bitcoin is so in this solar system of cryptocurrencies, okay, Bitcoin is the sun. If Bitcoin receives light, it gives light to other cryptocurrencies, and every cryptocurrency zooms out. Zooms out in the sense, goes up in price. If Bitcoin is falling, most currencies are going to fall. शॉर्ट टर्म में हो सकता है किसी में मोमेंटम चल रहा, सो देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ टेक्निकल एनालिसिस. नो, अगर बिटकॉइन सेफ जोन में ऊपर नीचे भी हो रहा है तो बाकी सब बहुत बढ़ते रह सकते हैं. बट देयर आर सम वीकली ईएमएस जो बहुत क्रूशियल पॉइंट्स होते हैं जिसके नीचे बिटकॉइन आया, राइट. बहुत सारे लोग ऐसा इन्वेस्टमेंट भी करते हैं कि बिटकॉइन ले ही नहीं रहे वो अपने पोर्टफोलियो में, कह रहे हैं तो बहुत बढ़ गया है, तो 2x 3x होगा और कितना होएगा, 50-60% बढ़ जाएगा. हम तो ले रहे हैं कि 400% बढ़ जाए कुछ और इसमें ये पॉलिसी ये है कि आपका बिटकॉइन मान लेते हैं 2-3x बढ़ सकता है बस, और कोई और. सो दिस इज हाउ इट हैपेंस. ओके, लेट मी टेल यू हाउ ऑल्ट कॉइन्स पंप. ऑल्ट कॉइन्स का मतलब होता है ऑल्टरनेटिव कॉइन्स. ऑल्टरनेटिव कॉइन्स मतलब बिटकॉइन के ऑल्टरनेटिव कॉइन्स. तो ये जितने भी बिटकॉइन के अलावा है ना, इवन इथेरियम, ये सब ऑल्ट कॉइन्स होते हैं. ओके, किस किस को समझ नहीं आ रहा है चीजें? सबको आ रही है? सत्यम, you're getting things right?
Yeah. I'm getting, but the students are getting or not? That's the question. I think.
Yeah, exactly.
yes,
I want to
it's
know
getting.
कि ज्यादा ऊपर से तो नहीं निकल रहा, मैं थोड़ा और समझ
No,
पाऊँ.
it's understandable only. I mean,
ठीक है. और ये
it's very
डेटा
clear.
तुमको रेलेवेंट लग रहा है कि कैसे रिसर्च, कैसे डेटा रीड कर पाओ, या should I skip to something else?
No, guys, can someone chip in and answer?
Yeah, sure.
No, sir.
Can you like,
Continue, Vanika.
yeah, can you like tell me more about that volume thing that you told? That was kind of confusing for me.
Okay, so don't get confused with the volume stuff, right? Volume is just means कि कितना volume एक दिन में trade हुआ, right? Trade means buying as well as selling. तो total कितना trade हुआ एक दिन में. और एक डिसीजन मेकिंग में फैक्टर रहता है कि जिस पे मैं इन्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ उसका वॉल्यूम कितना रह रहा है. ये स्पेशली ट्रेडिंग के लिए ज्यादा लागू होता है कि अगर ट्रेडेड वॉल्यूम मतलब बाय सेल बहुत ज्यादा फ्रीक्वेंटली हो रहा है, ज्यादा वॉल्यूम है, तो मतलब मेरा पैसा ऐसा नहीं हुआ कि मैंने बस इन्वेस्ट करा और एकदम से सेलर्स या बायर्स गायब हो गए, है ना. ये प्रिडिक्टेबिलिटी बताता है कि एटलीस्ट वॉल्यूम है वहां पे, तो आज या कल में कम भी हो गया प्राइस तो ये वापस भी बढ़ने का पूरा पोटेंशियल रखता है. बहुत सारे क्रिप्टो करेंसीज पंप एंड डंप स्कीम्स होते हैं, वो 500% एक दिन में बढ़ सकते हैं, अगले दिन में सब खत्म हो सकता है उनका, एकदम जीरो. Okay.
Sir, what is this value below this volume thing, like on the Bitcoin, sir?
Okay, great question. So इतना वॉल्यूम ट्रेड हुआ है और बिटकॉइन के टर्म्स में अगर देखा जाए तो इतने बिटकॉइन ट्रेड हुए हैं, है ना. ये है डेटा, सिंपल.
Got it.
Okay, so this is how you read the data. अब let me tell you some interesting stuff. So Ethereum एक ब्लॉकचेन है, एक पूरा इकोसिस्टम है Ethereum में जिसमें लेयर 2s, लेयर 1s ये सब हैं. तो आवे, मैटिक, ये सब उस पर बिल्ट है. वैसे ही यहाँ आपको कर्सर दिख रहा है सब लोगों को, एवलांचे पे है, सोलाना, BSC, ये सब दिख रहा है, राइट. सो ये DeFi कैटेगरी है, आप इसको खोलो, एक्सप्लोर करना जरूर इसको, राइट. प्लीज बी वेरी क्यूरियस अबाउट दीज थिंग्स, क्योंकि आपको बहुत अनफेयर फर्स्ट मूवर एडवांटेज मिल सकता है. हाउ आई सी थिंग्स अनफोल्डिंग इन टाइम इज every bank, every college, every institution, every small business. So every bank will need to have a dedicated blockchain department of people जो उसमें सिर्फ blockchain specialist हो, क्योंकि हर बैंक को ट्रांजैक्शंस इवेंचुअली ब्लॉकचेन पे करने होंगे. हर कॉलेज इंस्टीट्यूट्स को चाहिए होंगे कि लोगों को पढ़ा पाओ, ठीक है. उसके बाद ब्लॉकचेन का इतना डिमांड होगा, एजुकेशन सिस्टम ने नहीं पढ़ाया, ये मेरे और आपके जैसे लोग पढ़ाएंगे लोगों को. आपन की कोचिंग्स हो सकती हैं बहुत बड़ी बड़ी, लाइक ट्रेमेंडस स्कोप. आई वांटेड टू कम एट दिस पॉइंट एज वेल, बट आई नो मेरे पास इतना नॉन एग्जॉस्टिव कंटेंट है इतना सारा कि वो पता नहीं कि बहुत टाइम भी लग सकता है उसमें. बट हाउ टू 100x योर मनी विदाउट इवन इन्वेस्टिंग is by gaining the first mover advantage. Start teaching other people, start learning coding. Some languages that you need to learn are Python और Solidity. ये दो हैं. Solidity एक बहुत important blockchain का language. तो whoever guys are into coding languages, उन लोगों के लिए ज्यादा आसान रहेगा. Do pick this up क्योंकि आपको first mover advantage मिलेगा. आप कोई भी existing business करते हो, suppose आप finance या कहीं पे भी हो, आपकी कंपनी के पास एक बहुत बड़ा एसेट है क्योंकि आपको ब्लॉकचेन भी आता है. यू नो हाउ टू इंटीग्रेट योर एग्जिस्टिंग नॉलेज विद द ब्लॉकचेन का नॉलेज, जो कि बहुत रेयर रहेगा और ये बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत में आती जाएंगी ये सारी चीजें. 10 साल बाद तक सारे कॉलेजेस वगैरह सब पढ़ाने लग जाएंगे, लेकिन उसके पायनियर्स जो होंगे ना, जो कॉलेज वालों को भी पढ़ा रहे होंगे, वो सब वो होंगे जो सेल्फ एजुकेटेड होंगे. So be very self educated, follow your curiosity, and yeah, move ahead with this. So this is the decentralized finance space. मैंने जैसे आपको स्टेक करना दिखाया था कि यहाँ पे स्टेक करके आप ये अर्न कर सकते हो. डिसेंट्रलाइज फाइनेंस के प्लेटफॉर्म्स पे स्टेक कर सकते हो, लोन ले सकते हो, आप बिटकॉइन स्टेक करके लोन ले सकते हो. मैं बैंक क्यों जाऊंगा लोन लेने? मेरे को बिटकॉइन स्टेक करके ऑनलाइन ही लोन भी मिल जा रहा है, और बिटकॉइन का रेट मुझको इंटरेस्ट देना पड़ रहा है, वो 16% 8% देना पड़ रहा है, वो एक साल में बढ़ रहा है बहुत ज्यादा. उससे मैं बैंक क्यों जा रहा हूँ? ये डिसेंट्रलाइज फाइनेंस है, बैंक्स की जरूरतें एलिमिनेट हो जाती हैं. हाउएवर बैंक्स इतना आसानी से ऐसे जाने नहीं देंगे अपने उसको. तो हाउएवर दे विल फाइंड अ वे टू इंटीग्रेट विद दिस. मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि कुछ भी कहीं जा रहा है ना, दोनों चीजें रहेंगी. देयर विल बी अ फाइन बैलेंस. कैसा होगा वो हम लोग को नहीं पता, बट देयर इज अ फ्यूचर जिसमें इंटीग्रेशन ही होगा. ओके, so I think this is how. हाँ, so let me tell you how altcoins pump. लेकिन ये बहुत complicated data होगा आपके लिए, advanced होगा, क्योंकि आप लोग इन्वेस्ट ही नहीं करते ज्यादातर. बट फिर भी let me tell you, जैसे मैंने आप लोगों को बताया था कि Bitcoin is the sun in the solar system of cryptocurrencies. Okay, so if you see Bitcoin pumping, then Ethereum has to follow. And how much quantity में ये pump होता है, right? So Bitcoin में अगर $1 billion किसी ने भी डाले, तो Bitcoin का जो वैल्यू है वो बहुत ही मार्जिनली इंक्रीज होगा. However, बिटकॉइन का अगर किसी ने किसी और करेंसी पे डाला, से सपोज बाइनेंस कॉइन, ओके, जिसका सिर्फ 60 बिलियन है, बिटकॉइन का 800 बिलियन है, वही 1 बिलियन अगर बाइनेंस कॉइन पे डाला तो वो शार्पली बढ़ेगा, क्योंकि उसके लिए तो वो 1 बिलियन बहुत बड़ा परसेंटेज हो गया, राइट? सो व्हाट हैपेंस इज, लोग बाग बिटकॉइन में अपने प्रॉफिट्स बुक कर करके नीचे 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 आते जाते हैं, है ना. देयर इज अ वेरी प्रिडिक्टेबल पैटर्न आउट देयर. सो इथेरियम जब पंप होना चालू होता है, राइट, बिटकॉइन थोड़ी टाइम पंप होता है, इथेरियम पंप होना चालू होता है. इफ इन द एंटायर साइकिल बिटकॉइन गोज 2x 3x, इथेरियम गोज 5x to 8x. इथेरियम 5x 8x होता है, तो इसके अंदर के जो मैटिक, आवे, ये सारे करेंसीज हैं जो इस पे बिल्ट है इथेरियम पे, वो 10x 12x 15x जाते हैं. ओके, सिमिलरली कार्डानो, अगर इथेरियम पंप हो रहा है तो कार्डानो, सोलाना, ये सब इसके कॉम्पिटिटर्स थे. अभी ये सब आप मत कोशिश करना कि ये दिमाग में रहे, बट एक आउटलुक आपको मिल रहा है कि देर आर सम प्रिडिक्टेबल पैटर्न्स दैट कैन बी फिगर्ड आउट. ओके, तो कॉम्प्लिकेट मत होने देना ज्यादा इसको. तो इथेरियम के जो कॉम्पिटिटर्स होते हैं, कार्डानो, सोलाना, ये सब, इथेरियम भागता है तो ये सब भी पंप होते हैं साथ साथ. और कार्डानो पंप हो रहा है, बाइनेंस कॉइन पंप हो रहा है, सोलाना पंप हो रहा है. तो सपोज ये रहा सोलाना का इकोसिस्टम. ओके, my net connection ka every communication is coming through just fine, right? Okay,
Yes,
my
Vedant.
internet, yeah, my internet is loading up slowly bus. So this is the Solana ka blockchain. Okay, iska ecosystem. So when Solana, if you see Solana going 20% up and you open this Solana wala tab, you will see a lot of Solana wale coins. Jaise ye Serum is built on Solana, Audius, Radium, they will be going nuts. They'll be going 40%, 50% up. So the next move is, if you see Solana pumping, you put out some of your money in other coins like Arweave, the 63 number wala ranka, Serum, Ren, Radium. You invest there. But this is very advanced level investing. Okay, this is very advanced level investing. I'm just telling you, this is very predictable things, but these things are very predictable. Okay, and there's a lot of money to be made, but at the same time, capital preservation is the first and most important part. So I won't go a lot into this since a lot of people are not very new to investing. Okay, well, I'll be more than happy to share these resources or build on these content in the future. You can stay connected with me on Instagram. You can DM me, and I'll try my best. I do try my best to help everyone with whatever knowledge I have. And if a lot of people have demanded something, I create it for everyone out there instead of just giving one-on-one time. So just you can go out there, connect with me, and I'll be happy to take you along the advanced route. Okay.
Yeah, so now the session is open for Q&A.
Okay.
Guys, anything you want to ask, you can ask. This is the time, and don't feel that this is a silly question that would look dumb, because
Yeah.
dumb questions make you to give you more opportunity to learn. Start asking questions. Yeah, I guess people are asking questions on chat, Vedant.
Okay.
One
Let
by
me
one,
check. Let me check.
you can also unmute and speak, guys. It saves a lot of time. Let's remove the chat.
Can we like figure out top 5 to 10 questions, best questions जो ज़्यादातर सब लोगों को cover करते हैं? Is there a way we can?
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do
Yeah.
So
How Bitcoin mining works is Bitcoin. Yeah, Varnika.
just a question, quick question. Like Bitcoin is too pricey to buy at an
Yeah.
initial stage.
Yeah.
Do you suggest some low rates crypto?
No. So this is again, how much I bought Bitcoin? Did you see?
Yes, sir.
I bought Bitcoin. And how much money did I invest in Bitcoin? Did you see?
250.
300.
Yes.
Okay,
As
so we
simple
can
as that.
buy as much amount.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
So I think there is a limit bar which is like $100 or something. That is divisible और उतना आप परचेज कर सकते हो. So don't worry कि वो 48 lakhs का उसको कैसे खरीदें, right? बाकियों को सोचने दो और उन लोगों को बहुत लेट एंट्री करने दो. जब लोगों को बहुत सेफ लगने लगेंगी ना ये चीजें, तब आएंगे सब और तब रिटर्न्स खत्म हो चुके होंगे इस सब में. और बस एक चीज मैं और हाईलाइट करना चाहूंगा. सो लेट्स से कि क्यों इसमें इन्वेस्ट किया जाए, है ना? इसका तो स्कोप बहुत ब्लीक लग रहा है, ये सब कुछ लग रहा है फलाना ढिमकाना. ओके, लेट्स से वर्स्ट केस सिनेरियो हम लोगों को लगता है, कैन वी ऑल एग्री कि एटलीस्ट 5% प्रोबेबिलिटी है that this thing will become something. At least 5%. I personally think it's much more than that, but at least 5% everyone can agree on it, right? अगर 5% probability भी है तो 5% अपना asset allocation इस पे कर दो, 5% allocation कर दो, as simple as that. आप इसमें इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो जैसे और मतलब बिल्कुल ध्यान से, जितना रिस्क एपेटाइट है वो आपको खुद को समझना है ना. 3-5 साल नहीं निकालने वाला पैसा ही डालना, गेट रिच क्विक में कभी फोमो नहीं करना. और आप अगर इसमें इन्वेस्ट जैसे करना चाह रहे हो तो बस 5%, 10%, 15% एसेट एलोकेशन जैसा भी है. लूज करने के लिए क्या है? सो दिस इज एन एसिमेट्रिकल बेट. दीज आर द काइंड्स ऑफ रिस्क्स दैट यू एंड आई रियली वांट टू बी टेकिंग. एसिमेट्रिकल बेट व्हाट इट इज, अगर आप लूज करते हो 1x इसमें जाता है आपका, बीटीसी में आपका 1x जाता है. ओके, अगर आप गेन कर रहे हो, अगर वो 5% आपके फेवर में टर्न आउट होगा जो कि काफी लाइकली है, तो आपका 3x, 5x, 20x कितना भी एक्सेस हो जा सकता है. लूज करने के लिए 1x है, गेन करने के लिए बहुत सारा है. 500, 1000, 1500 इतना कुछ डालो, स्किन इन द गेम रख सकते हो आप. और नहीं तो नॉलेज लो बहुत सारा इस पे एंड टेक द फर्स्ट मूवर एडवांटेज. लेट्स गो अहेड.
Yeah, so I'll be reading the question, Siddhant.
Yo.
Yeah. How Bitcoin mining works is Bitcoin mining take more resource than any other cryptocurrency.
So like I was explaining, you give your computing power, right? So if Tejas wants to mine Bitcoin, he will have to turn his computer on, and his chances of, so essentially computing power कैसे होता है आपके उसमें complicated problems आते हैं जिनको आपको सॉल्व करना होता है, जो कि आपका कंप्यूटर ही सॉल्व कर सकता है. There are some sites wherein you can go ahead and mine Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies, and these are easily findable. Just Google it out कि how to mine cryptocurrencies. आपको वेबसाइट्स मिल जाएंगे. होगा क्या उसमें, आपका जैसे मेरा पीसी है तेजस का, मान लेते हैं तेजस अपना पीसी का कंप्यूटिंग पावर डेडिकेट करेगा, प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो रही होंगी और ट्रांजैक्शंस वैलिडेट हो रहे होंगे. जितने ट्रांजैक्शंस और प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व होती रहेंगी उतना आपके पास पैसा मिलता रहेगा. एनर्जी जो इसमें बर्न हो रही है वो आपके कंप्यूटिंग और इलेक्ट्रिसिटी पावर की एनर्जी बर्न हो रही है. ओके, राइट? सो दिस इज हाउ माइनिंग वर्क्स. और इसका आपको इंसेंटिव मिलता है प्रूफ ऑफ वर्क का. आपकी वजह से पूरा ट्रांजैक्शन हो पा रहा है जिसकी वजह से आपको पैसे मिल रहे हैं. अंडरस्टूड? कैन आई सी थम्स अप ऑफ पीपल? सही? ओके,
Great.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, actually, I wanted to ask, as you said that this crypto is like Web 3.0 for the world, right? It is the interaction between two, and it removes the intermediaries which was there in the fiat system of currency. So, sir, do you think that by any chance in the near future there is going to be a regulatory board like the SEBI and countries which will, make it difficult for the people to trade in it and make it less accessible to the general public?
Great question, Tushar. Great question. I understood you. And so the thing is, if masses have to start investing in Bitcoin or have to start using cryptocurrencies, there needs to be regulations in place. SEBI needs to regulate it. Indian government needs to regulate it. अभी ये regulated ही नहीं है क्योंकि उनको पता ही नहीं है इनको regulate कैसे करें. So there is no red flag out there, बट देयर इज ऑल्सो नॉट अ ग्रीन फ्लैग आउट देयर, क्योंकि ग्रीन फ्लैग भी अगर दे दिया तो लोग पागलों जैसे इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं। एक कंट्री की दो ही मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव्स हैं, एक पावर ज्यादा से ज्यादा रिटेन करना और एक इकोनॉमी ज्यादा से ज्यादा बूस्ट अप रखना। ओके, अगर हम उन्होंने ग्रीन फ्लैग दे दिया विदाउट अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि ये कैसे हम सही रख सकते हैं, तो हम लोग इतना सारा इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो सकते हैं बेवकूफों की तरह। और वेल्स, देयर इज इफेक्टिव मैनिपुलेशन इन दिस क्रिप्टो स्पेस, राइट? पीपल विद अ लॉट ऑफ मनी, anytime they start selling while in harmony with each other, they sell, and people who do not know a lot of it, they will panic sell. So essentially what will happen economically, a lot of Indian money might go out into the hands of some other country. That
Yeah,
is why, right?
yeah,
That is why.
even just Vidhan, sorry to interrupt.
No, no, no.
Like coming from banking industry, I can really relate to this.
Yeah.
Even recently, we have received one guideline RBI is coming
Yeah.
with digital currency, and this is not
Yeah.
applicable to the public in large,
Yeah.
but for banks just like.
Hmm.
What we do is there are a lot of clients who deal and who's the turnover in crores. Their export import, basically one of the major factor that decides if a company is developed or underdeveloped is the export import. This is how things work. So now generally what happens if when we do a transaction, it takes a lot of time, though we already use blockchain technology, but again it is subject to a lot of still document upload, and there is a lot of process. I mean, you know how banking works, but this particular digital currency, again the concept is based on crypto only. They are not accepting it, but again they are somewhere implicating it in various areas to reduce the TED time. So it's not about the just regulatory part, and again I totally agree with Vidhan. If it comes so large in public, then people will go crazy out of it. And again there is anti-money laundering, there are such other activities also that uh, government has to take care on, but this would be all can be solved with time. I mean, things are changing drastically. Yeah, Vidhan, you can take.
Absolutely, absolutely. So these things are going to be fixed, right? Regulations are going to put in place. उसके बाद regulations आ जाते हैं, तो platforms like Zerodha जो सिर्फ वो सब दे रहे थे, companies like banks really want to be investing in Bitcoin, I tell you, because banks का भी profit maximization main target होता है, but government is not allowing them. This is the game theory, right? 5% अगर probability भी है तो 5% asset allocation होना चाहिए आपका उसमें, और banks understand this, right? Rich people understand this. That is why everyone is hopping onto it, क्योंकि शायद, और people change भी कर रहे हैं अपने mindset को, पहले reject करके बाद में उसको वो कर रहे हैं. So eventually regulations इसमें आ जाएंगे तो banks ETF देने लग जाएंगे, जैसे mutual funds होते हैं उस तरीके से ETFs होने लग जाएंगे कि आप Bitcoin पे safely invest कर लो इधर के थ्रू, आपका exposure उधर पहुंच जाएगा. A lot of big firms in US and everywhere, investing firms, they have started, ETFs उन लोगों ने file कर दिए हैं, but SEC has not approved it yet. Probably it will be approved within the 60-90 days, and it's going to zoom out like anything after that. So yeah, a transaction. So this is, regulations have to be in place for it to actually succeed. और regulations आएंगे जरूर, और बीच में कुछ भी वो हो सकता है कि बैन हो गया या ऐसा कुछ हो गया, just to ensure कि इंडिया का कम वो इधर उधर ना जाए. But India will become a third world country like वो क्या नाम है उसका यार, North Korea. It will become the third world country like North Korea, जिन्होंने इंटरनेट को पूरा तरह से वो करा. उसी तरीके से अगर इंडिया क्रिप्टो के वो करती है तो वेल्थ वाइज भी बहुत डाउन हो जाएगा वो, और नहीं उतना वो रह पाएगा. तो बैन एब्सोल्युटली नहीं कर सकते अगर बाकी सबने ओपन रखा है तो, एज सिंपल एज दैट. और ज्यादातर सबने, मतलब क्रिप्टो का जो एक्सचेंज होता है, एक्सचेंज मतलब जहाँ पे सेलिंग बाइंग होती है, कॉइन बेस, इट हैज बीन लिस्टेड इन न्यूयॉर्क स्टॉक एक्सचेंज. इतना तरह से वो पास्ड है, उनके अराउंड रेगुलेशंस बहुत बन गए यूएस वालों के. सो द फ्यूचर इज ऑप्टिमिस्टिक, एंड ऑल द क्वेश्चंस लाइक कार्बन फुटप्रिंट्स, मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग. I'll tell you an interesting fact about money laundering, but all the questions about carbon footprint, money laundering, if you guys are really seeking an answer and not just shrugging it off, अरे इससे तो ये होता है, हट, अरे मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग होगी इससे, ये हो ही नहीं सकता. If you guys are actually curious, go out there. There is a ton of data by people जो आपके ये सारे myths को bust कर रहे हैं कि एक्चुअली क्या क्या हो रहा है. और फड इज समथिंग, फियर, अनसर्टेनिटी, डाउट, ये फड बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ाया जाता है, तो आप फैक्ट्स क्लियर कर सकते हो. पॉम्प, एंथनी पॉम्पियानो, एक बंदे का नाम है, पॉम्प लिखोगे बस, पॉम्प बिटकॉइन, POMP. I'll just write it here. I'll also share some resources जिससे आपको बहुत इंसाइट मिले, और वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग स्टफ, इंटरेस्टिंग रिसोर्सेज. पॉम्प बिटकॉइन, जस्ट राइट इट ऑन गूगल, आपको बहुत सारा डेटा मिलेगा. इसके आगे कुछ भी लिख दो आप, पॉम्प मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग बिटकॉइन, पॉम्प कार्बन फुटप्रिंट बिटकॉइन, सबके आर्गुमेंट्स उसने दिए हुए हैं. ठीक है, एंड दिस इज अ वेरी टेरिफिक गाय, CNBC इन सब पे जा जाकर उसने आर्गुमेंट्स दिए हुए हैं. एनी विच वेज, इंटरेस्टिंग फैक्ट अबाउट मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग, दुनिया में गेस व्हाट, पूरी दुनिया में एक साल में एनुअली लगभग कितना अमाउंट ऑफ कैश का, कितना अमाउंट ऑफ मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग टोटल होता है? रफ गैस, आई टेल यू, कोई भी नहीं कर पाएगा ऑफ कोर्स. ऑन एन एवरेज 1.5 से लेकर 3 ट्रिलियन का मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग होता है एक साल में, एंड दीज आर $3 ट्रिलियन. ओके, $3 ट्रिलियन का मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग होता है एनुअली. क्रिप्टो का पूरा मार्केट कैप, पूरे सारे क्रिप्टो करेंसीज मिलाकर पता है उनका मार्केट कैप कितना है? नॉट इवन 2 ट्रिलियन. मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग का सबसे आसान तरीका कैश है, सबसे आसान तरीका कैश है, राइट? आपको कुछ अलकायदा वलकायदा इन सब लोगों को अगर 5 करोड़ 10 करोड़ का कुछ गड़बड़ करना है तो वो ब्लॉकचेन पे जहां पे लिखा आ जा रहा है कि इधर पे ये हुआ, उसको करेंगे, या कैश जो कोई नहीं पकड़ पा रहा उससे करेंगे? सो बी वेरी क्वेश्चन अ लॉट ऑफ दीज थिंग्स, जो एकदम एंट्री लेवल आर्ग्यूमेंट्स हैं, ये बहुत ही एंट्री लेवल आर्ग्यूमेंट्स हैं, और इनके आंसर्स डायरेक्टली आप ढूंढ सकते हो. सो यूज गूगल एंड फीड योर क्यूरियोसिटी. Yo guys,
Hi,
what's next?
sir. You just proposed one thing about centralized and decentralized something, right? So आपने वो बात बोली थी कि बैन हो जाता है तो आप सेंट्रलाइज से डिसेंट्रलाइज कर सकते हो.
नहीं, बैन होने के बाद शायद आप नहीं कर पाओगे, राइट? बट बैन अगर हो गया और आपका पहले से डिसेंट्रलाइज्ड में है तो आपका कोई रिस्ट्रिक्शन नहीं है उस पर.
मेरे
आप
को
अपने
वो थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन था दोनों में कि बैन होने से पहले इन विच सेक्टर वी शुड इन्वेस्ट और लाइक वी शुड ट्रेड.
सो बैन होगा या नहीं होगा इज अनलाइकली प्रोबेबिलिटी. जैसे हमने बात करा, आप 5% एसेट एलोकेशन कर सकते हो. जो रिच लोग हैं जिन्होंने बहुत ज्यादा करा हुआ है ना, करोड़ों में ये सब, क्योंकि उनका मनी डिवैल्यू हो रहा है अदरवाइज सिर्फ कैश या उसमें रहकर. और ये बहुत अच्छा, लाइक बिटकॉइन हैज बीन द बेस्ट परफॉर्मिंग एसेट इन द वर्ल्ड फॉर द लास्ट डेकेड, लास्ट 10 years. बेस्ट परफॉर्मिंग एसेट है ये. अब तो इसीलिए रिच लोग करते हैं इसमें बहुत सारा इन्वेस्ट, ताकि उनका कैपिटल सेफ रहे. जबरदस्ती टैक्स नहीं, टैक्स वाली भी बात नहीं, जबरदस्ती इन्फ्लेशन उनको ना वो करते. सो व्हाट दीज गाइज डू, ये लोग खरीद लेंगे, जैसे कॉइनबेस या कहीं पर खरीद लिया. डिसेंट्रलाइज्ड एक्सचेंजेस आर मेटामास्क और सोलाना पे कुछ कुछ बिल्ट हो गए हैं डिसेंट्रलाइज्ड वॉलेट्स. एक एड्रेस रहता है, आप उस एड्रेस को डालो, उसमें पहुंचा लो, तो वो लोग तुरंत वहां पहुंचा लेते हैं. अब कहीं बैन वैन भी हो गया आपकी कंट्री में, आप उसको अपने बैंक में तो नहीं डाल सकते, बट आपके पास बिटकॉइन एज अ स्टोर ऑफ वैल्यू है. एक हार्डवेयर वॉलेट में भी हो सकता है वो, और एक ऐसे डिसेंट्रलाइज्ड वॉलेट में भी हो सकता है. अब उधर आपके पास वो पासवर्ड और वो जो है वो आपके पास यूनिक ही रहता है. किसी भी कंट्री में जाकर आप उसको चला सकते हो, किसी भी और कंट्री में जाकर यूज कर सकते हो जहां वो चल रहा है. तो एटलीस्ट आपका लॉस नहीं है. ऐसा नहीं कि आपका जीरो हो जाता है अगर बैन हो जाता है या कुछ भी हो जाता है, राइट? सो दिस इज द लूप होल एसेंशियली, जिसकी वजह से इसका कुछ हो नहीं सकता. इनएविटेबल एंड गेम है ये. मास अडॉप्शन तो इवेंचुअली इनएविटेबल एंड गेम है.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
I hope you got it. मैं समझता हूँ it's a little complicated, but I hope you got it. But any which ways, immediately तो शायद ये काम नहीं आएगा. But just know there is a solution out there.
No, got it. Really
Oh,
got it.
awesome, Priyal.
Vidhan, there is one more question. Some students are pinging me personally. They are shy. I don't know why they are not asking.
Okay.
Okay, so there is one question. When you talk about the Bitcoin, it affects Ethereum, and how there is a chain and bulging effect that affects other cryptocurrencies also. They increase, there is a pattern as you told earlier. So do you take entry in the market, then you exit it by booking profits, or it's whatever you aim is for the long-term investing? This is what one student is asking.
Okay, so I personally do not trade. I do not trade in stocks. I do not trade in cryptocurrencies. Trading and investing is something that is used interchangeably, but they are very different terms. Trading is buying and selling in short term for short term profits. Investing it is keep buying and holding for long term profits. So I invest my money. I don't trade. However, what I have started to do is I lost like 1.5 lakhs when the market crashed, and I FOMO'd inside it. I also FOMO'd, although it has been completely recovered, but at one point I was seeing ki 1.5 lakhs of my investments have wiped out, and that was scary, definitely. But I kept on holding it because it was the money that I could afford to lose in the short term. Okay, so I'm sorry, what was the question again? Satya?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
What was the question again?
Yeah, basically.
When do you
just-
sell? Buy or sell? Okay, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So what I've started to do is, if I buy, say, suppose Atom is a, let's say, so I buy Ethereum. Okay, what I'll do is, immediately when I buy, can also place sell orders for a definite price where I want to sell. Okay, so if I buy Ethereum for 100 rupees, I will put a sell order at 200 rupees, उसका 50% sell करने का. Got it? So immediately you can place a sell order कि ये 2x होगा तो मैं sell कर दूंगा. You have to have a definite strategy of exiting. So just the way we start investing, we average in मतलब थोड़ा थोड़ा करके हम एंटर करते रहते हैं. आज इतना ले लिया, कल इतना. तो जब एग्जिट भी कर रहे हो तो थोड़ा थोड़ा कि भाई 50% बढ़ गया, 80% बढ़ गया, 20% निकाल लेते हैं. एक साथ एंटर नहीं करना, एक साथ एग्जिट नहीं करना, थोड़ा थोड़ा करके निकालने लग जाओ. जैसे आपको प्रॉफिट्स दिखने लग जाए, राइट? 50% हो गया, 20% निकाल लिया, 100% बढ़ गया और 20% निकाल लिया. ऐसे कर करके एक टाइम आएगा आपका इनिशियल तो पूरा निकल जाएगा और फिर आप प्रॉफिट्स ही प्रॉफिट्स लेने लग जाओगे और उसके बाद भी इन्वेस्टमेंट भाग रहा होगा आपका. I hope that answers the question now.
yeah, okay. So I have like a situation. Okay, I'm a high
Okay.
school student, class 12th. Will be going to America for my college.
Okay.
So I was thinking, because my Instagram has been going crazy with all these people saying you should make money online. So I'm quite a bit curious, you know. So what I was thinking is, I'm not asking my parents for their money because they're already spending lakhs on me, and I don't want to in their mood. So what I was thinking is, I am doing certain internships and other stuff. So I am getting like a 2,000 to 3,000 of my own just by sitting at home and, you know, giving and doing some random stuff online. Okay. So I was thinking of investing and getting into all this.
Right.
So I thought I will get into investing, but I now think trading is more of a better option, because
for you it is.
Yeah. Because like you just tell me if I'm wrong. Okay, this is what I inferred from your session. So what I inferred is, if I get into investing, I think I should get in with a decent amount of money, something above 1 lakh, so that I have a base.
20, 40, 50,000 is good too.
Yeah. Okay. So,
but then
so
average in slowly.
Yeah. So that I like have a base in investing. But when I'm thinking of trading now, Bitcoin or anything, so even like now I'm getting 2,000 to 3,000. If I get in with 500 or 1,000, day by day or like a month or each, I can get returns as well in like a period of time.
Yeah. So that is right. That's right. May I know who is exactly speaking? Tanvi. All right. Hi, Tanvi. So Tanvi, essentially what you can do is, you can have a fixed portfolio, like $1,500. You say you're going to invest it for long term. Every month you put in 1,000 or 1,500 and you trade with 500,000 as well. Right. So at the same time, you also build your long-term portfolio, or you can just say 500 my long-term portfolio ke liye I'm investing. Right? Yeah. And I'm trying to, you know, make money by trading $1,000, $1,500. That is perfectly fine. So to do that, you'll have to, you know, go to, you'll have to just YouTube it out, or you can just, you know, I'll be able to share resources with you guys where you can learn how to trade, learn how to understand the technical analysis and do the stuff. So that makes much better sense. I'm always of the opinion. So if you have less money, then only you should go for trading. If you have more money, then possibly just try to, you know, keep working more and earning more and then investing to make it a passive income. क्योंकि idea ये है कि मेरे को अपना time invest करके पैसा नहीं कमाना है. मेरे को eventually time का वो loop जो है वो break करना है. My money should be earned even when I'm not engaging my time in it. That's the idea. Yeah.
That's like earning money while you're sleeping.
While you're sleeping, exactly. Your passive income. मतलब money से बना हुआ money है, आपके time से बना हुआ वो नहीं है. Very true. So yeah, you can 100% do that, Tanvi. You can trade some bit of your portfolio, understand the markets well, and start with $200, $300. So you get the hang of it and you don't lose a lot of money as well.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I'll do that.
Yeah. Other than that, you can follow me on Instagram. You can share the story and I will share the resources with you.
Yeah, for sure. I'll do that.
There are a lot of students who have shared the story tagging you, but I guess their again profile is private. I'm not sure they'll be able to. You will be able to see there or not. But I've shared the screenshots with you. All of the students who have shared.
Okay, so
And-
DM me as well. Whoever's profile is private. If you DM me and say I've uploaded the story, I'll trust you and I'll share the resources with you.
Definitely.
Cool.
So
Excuse me,
Vedant,
sir.
Yeah, so this has stretched beyond our estimated time, but who is getting late? We'll have like 10-12 minutes of stuff more. Who is getting here late and or who wants to just stay here for another 10-12 minutes and just wrap it up?
I can stay.
Satyam, your call, man.
Yeah, they will stay, man. What they have to do, they are learning this all for free. They have
Okay.
to stay. It's not a new thing for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, do we have more questions or where should we proceed now?
Yeah, there is one more question. Actually, there is one student. Some of the students asked, sir, earlier we tried understanding cryptocurrency. So every cryptocurrency has a theme or a story behind it.
Yeah.
We don't understand anything.
Yeah.
So how come we can analyze it? Because
Great
if you
question.
generally invest in stocks, there are technical fundamental analysis, profit and loss statements we can do, but how to do this?
Yeah, perfect. So this is a very important question. That is what I realized कि आप कभी भी एकदम satisfy नहीं हो सकते अपने investment से, because आपके पास numbers कहाँ हैं, इनका office कहाँ है, right? इनकी profitability क्या है, इनका trend क्या है. You do not have these data. But what you can have is, eventually I realized, इसके जो standards हैं जिसके basis पे आप judge करोगे इनको, वो different है. वो same P&L वगैरह नहीं है. You see, so I also have this. I don't know where I missed it, but so that there is a trend wherein blockchain का जो adoption है, Bitcoin का जो adoption है, it is greater than the adoption of internet. I'll repeat that again. Adoption of Bitcoin is greater than the adoption of internet over the same period of time. So that is one crazy thing. Also, there are on-chain metrics, on-chain analysis, how much the wallets are holding and for how much time the big players are holding what amount of money and whatnot. So there's also something called the Fourier cycles, Bitcoin halving, wherein the incentive for miners gets reduced by 50%. And somewhere around 1.5 years from this Bitcoin mining, it reaches its all-time new high. So there's a lot of different parameters to judge, but that's a very good question, and you need to keep seeking the answer to this question, because there is an answer to the question. There is an answer to the question, but the answer is not the same as stock, and there are no profit and loss statements in as such. It's more of a technical analysis, but all the transactions happening on Bitcoin have the transparency that everyone can see it, and there are lot of. So I'll share the channels. I'll share crypto channels to follow technical analysis to get more knowledge around it. And yeah, all these stuff I'll share. Okay, some basic stuff I'll also share with some basic stuff, but advanced stuff, if you share, put it on story.
Yeah. So I guess Vidhan, there are no more questions.
No more questions, right?
No. Yeah. Everything is well covered, and let's conclude this. And really, thank you, Vidhan, for coming here and giving these students an overview about on cryptocurrency. And they'll be all dying also. Earlier, when the session got canned, they were asking me why it's not happening, and now you can even see there are still 48, 49 students.
Right.
It's tight. They must be planning for the weekend party, but I mean, yes, this is very important, guys, at such a young age. I mean, there are, see, as much I remember when I was 17, 18, I don't know anything about anything. I mean, I was least bothered about these things, but at such young age, you are getting so much insights, and that too from such person who has himself been doing things, investing, and still he's also learning. Even I am learning. We all are learning. You will also learn. You'll also grow in your life. So keep in touch with him. And one more important thing is consider it. It is more of this internship part only. Follow him, follow his podcast. Go and just follow him on Instagram. Be in touch with him, because he's like, don't consider this as a session, but more he's like a mentor for you. You can ask him anything. He'll guide you in a proper manner, because this is how, if you really want to grow in life, you need to have good networking. You need to follow the right people. You need to have the right mindset, right perspective. Otherwise, you'll be also saying, "Arey, Bitcoin kya hota hai? Aisa waste hai, aisa fraud hai." And most of you people have a lot of myths. You were also sending me a कि sir क्या होता है इसमें कुछ नहीं होता है ऐसा नहीं है. So please do it. I'll share the link of the podcast also. I'll share the link of Instagram. Once again, you can even ask your friends who have joined this session to follow Vidhan. And he posts regularly on Instagram. His podcasts are very, very, very insightful and knowledgeable. Even I watch them. So though I have a very tight schedule, but I make sure if Vidhan posts something, I'll definitely watch it. So yes, Vidhan.
Means a lot, man. Thank you so much. I think a lot of insights that you shared and the pump that you gave to these young people was really required. And I really, applaud you guys. You guys have been here. I really know, I feel it and I see that and I sense it that you guys, you're hungry to understand what the game really is. You're willing to question the status quo. You're willing to question what is being told to you. And you want to figure out how the game really is and how to win it. So that's kudos to you guys. Keep seeking your curiosity. And, you don't know how the world is going to unfold. Be on your edges and be willing to adapt. And everything is just probability. Nothing is certain. So yeah, go with this. And what did I want to do now? So any questions or anything? I'll just wind up.
Sir, actually, I have last two questions from my end. One of which is, can you please repeat your podcast channel name?
Yeah. I'll share up the links here. Okay. I'll share the link of my podcast here. It's called The 20s Show. And it's on Spotify, it's on Apple Podcasts, it's wherever you listen to any kind of podcast. It's on Ghana, it's on Geo Music, it's everywhere. So you can just write it up, The 20s Show. I will write down in the chat and I'll share just type it and you'll find it anywhere. Even on Google, you'll find it, The 20s Show. Also, you can write Vidhan Jan along with it. And if you wish, I can share the Spotify link, but this is what you need to enter wherever you do. It's all educational. It's essentially things that I have learned, which the education system I wish taught me, right? I connect with some really influential people, sometimes billionaires, and I decode how they have, worked their way out to what they have happened to achieve. And so you definitely should connect with it, follow that. And there's a lot of insightful stuff and it's free of cost. Absolutely free of cost.
Sure, sir. And so one last thing,
Sure.
like you said that understanding Bitcoin and knowing how to invest in it, it is like a technical analysis only.
Yep.
In equity market.
Yep.
So if we go into that chart structure that you told about, if we talk about the Reliance industry or any kind of that booming stock that grows, that has grown over the decade in the equity market, if we zoom into that, like in today's graph, if we zoom into that graph till the point where we can see its movement of every hour of that hour, which is on which it is trading.
Yeah.
So the graph is already going up. It doesn't matter if it is in a red zone right now, that it is dropping right now, but it will go up definitely after some time. If you are investing in long term, it will grow over 2 years, 3 years time, because graph is going up, although slow, but it is. So is the Bitcoin also work on the same fundamental like that? Will the Bitcoin is there any certainty, right? If we are in the long run in Bitcoin, we will get rich.
So there is no guarantee that you'll get rich. There is no guarantee that Bitcoin will survive. And like I said, it's all a game of probabilities, right? The better you understand this thing, the better you connect with how money is. So my personal opinion is that fiat currencies cannot, stay for long, and they need something backing it. It probably will be Bitcoin standard, but I really think Bitcoin is not going to be the currency of the world, but it is a very legit digital asset for you to invest in it. It's a very good store of value. It's a very good digital asset. And so again, if there is even a 5% probability and you can agree to it, invest 5% of your assets on Bitcoin. That's what I have to say. There's no surety, no surefire formula anywhere.
So sir, it's kind of like volatility of the Bitcoin.
Volatility is, of course, volatility is unmatched.
Also, the volatility is high, but Bitcoin is crazy up and down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like one day you'll be having a gain, and the next day you never know what's gonna hit this price and it's gonna drop.
Yep. So volatility is
So
the price that you pay for unmatched returns. Volatility is the price that you pay for it. Never invest so much of the money that you get sleepless nights like I did when I lost 1.5 lakhs from my portfolio. So that was a mistake that I did. But that was a lesson very well learned. And eventually I didn't lose any money because everything got recovered. So yeah, that's just about it. I'm going to share a link to WazirX if you guys want to start investing in it. So that's just a referral link. You'll get 20% waiver of your transaction fees. Like if you just sign up for WazirX, आपको कुछ नहीं मिलेगा. But I'll just share the code with you and you'll get 20% waiver on your transaction fee. And I'll also get 20% from your transactions. Matlab transaction fee, very little amount. It'll be profitable for both of us. Cool. So this is the referral link. Okay, you guys know how referral works. So yeah, you can use that. And for that matter, can we have your cameras turned on for 5 minutes? For just 10 seconds, I'll make a video of this. All right, guys. So what do we say? What do we do to create this? Okay. Turn on your microphones. Okay. And let's just do some whatever. Okay, let's do something. I'll just say how was the session, guys, and just show some excitement out there. Okay. So we just had a webinar on cryptocurrencies with these lovely people, this beautiful audience, very curious people out there. How was the session, guys?
Very good.
It was great.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much.
Cool. Thank you so much, Vedant sir, for this session, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. It was very helpful.
Very insightful.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Means a lot.
So knowledgeable, like.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Means a lot, man. Cool. So I am looking forward to have more questions from you guys on Instagram sometime as you grow along the journey. And I really would be looking forward to some of you guys reaching out to me in future, telling me how this session turned the tables for you. Satyam, are you trying to say something because you're not audible? Satyam is not audible. Okay, so yeah, this is how you get the bonus resources. Share this session on your story, right? Whatever you liked about this, tag me and I'll share the bonus resources with you over the DM. And I'll repost most of the stories, whichever are of public profiles, and I'll be happy to do that. Yeah. So that is it. Caution is don't let this be a very big distraction. Your main asset is your time, and your main aim is to maximize your money that you earn for the time that you trade in life. Second is it's very high risk. Asset allocation should be very well kept in mind. And like 15 से 20% से ज़्यादा allocate मत करना इस पे. अगर आप stocks, mutual funds कहीं invest नहीं करते तो बहुत ज़्यादा invest इसमें मत करना और उस पे भी करने लग जाओ क्योंकि सारे assets का अलग-अलग वो है और सब अलग-अलग तरह से helpful है. Portfolio diversification करो. I'll share some resources which will help you, invest your time. आपको अच्छा, ऐसे brain food मिलेगा वो content को consume करके. Those are one of my favorite content pieces where I have learned a lot from. And yeah, I'll be able to shortlist a lot of those and save a lot. I have in fact saved a lot of your time. कहीं पे भी internet में एक organized structure में कुछ नहीं है. So yeah, this was the question I wanted to say. FAQ sari covered, question done, bonus resources. Conclusion. So there definitely is a future for blockchain. This is high risk, right? Sound investing strategy needs to be followed. Like the guy that was just speaking, I think Tushar was his name. He spoke of high volatility. Yes, high volatility is there. Manipulation बहुत होता है markets में because essentially कोई बचाने वाला नहीं है government की बस essentially stocks में अगर कोई bad news आई तो वो 10% या 5% पे अपना trading block लगा देते हैं. उसके बाद there are just sellers only and there are no buyers. Anyone who's into stocks might know this. But for this, because it's not regulated, if the sentiment goes down for it, it can keep going down with the momentum, right? So fiat currencies, my opinion, just my opinion, you don't have to, see the world through my eyes, but in my opinion, in my understanding, fiat currencies have to collapse in some or the other time. And every country's fiat currency is different. काफियों की fall हो चुकी है. Eventually, US की भी होगी और India की भी होगी. So don't chase lottery is a very important lesson I would want you to keep throughout in your life. Do not chase lottery. Build repeatable success. Okay, and be smart, curious, and question everything like you guys already are. Awesome.
Bye, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Bye bye.
Thanks a lot.
And yeah,
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
yeah, you were a lovely audience and cool. Happy to be of value to you. Bye bye. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
See you on
Have a
Instagram.
great
Bye
time.
bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Bye.